There's an old marketing saying, the riches are in the niches. This is absolutely true. If you want to make your marketing more effective, you need to really niche down and stop trying to market to everybody, but get as specific as possible. In this video, I'm going to talk about why having a niche makes your marketing more effective. What are the 3 most common mistakes marketers make when choosing a niche, and how you can do it better so that you get better results from your marketing. I'm Andrea Stenberg. I help small business owners just like you get new clients with Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and other digital marketing tools. The biggest mistake that I see entrepreneurs make across the board is, I can provide a service to everybody. Everybody needs my service. Everybody needs my product. So I don't need to choose a niche because I just market to everybody. And I understand that temptation, particularly when you're new. You don't want to take the chance of turning somebody away or turning somebody off because you need business. You need business today, and you don't want to miss the opportunity of somebody hiring you. But the fact of the matter is, if you're speaking to everybody, your marketing is too bland, it's too generic, and rather than attracting everybody, you're going to attract nobody, because nobody is going to feel like you are talking to their specific needs, their specific desires, their specific problems, their specific worldview. So you need to choose a niche. Don't believe me? Let's talk about ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Everybody loves ice cream. What's ice cream? It's a frozen dessert product, usually made from dairy, but sometimes it's made from goat milk, soy milk, coconut milk. There's a whole slew of products out there. And although just about everybody loves ice cream brands all have a specific niche. Think about Haagen-Dazs and Dairy Queen, 2 very common, popular brands. I bet you've eaten both of them. But they have a specific niche that they market to and they try to attract. So Haagen-Dazs is a luxury brand. It's, luxury, high-end, high quality. When I think of Haagen-Dazs, I think of a high-powered executive woman coming home after a long day of work and, kicking off her Milano Blahnik pumps, kicking up her feet on the ottoman and digging into a tub of decadent chocolate ice cream, because frankly, that's what I would do. So it's, they're not targeting everybody. They're targeting people who want high quality luxury. These are probably not people who are eating ice cream every single day, but when they do, they want something really decadent, really delicious, really lovely. Dairy Queen. I've also eaten Dairy Queen. I have fond memories of getting the chocolate dip cone. That's my favorite Dairy Queen treat. But there's also the Blizzard. You can get sundaes. There's a whole slew of things. But who does Dairy Queen market to? They market to families. It's a family. It's fun. It's casual. It's a family treat. And if you go to your supermarket and look in the frozen food section, look at the ice cream. There are a whole slew of brands, and they all target a specific niche. So ice cream truly is a product that's almost universal, and they still niche down. So if ice cream manufacturers are doing it, you can do it too. Second biggest mistake I see entrepreneurs make is mistaking a demographic for a niche. So what do I mean? Well, what if you decide, okay, my demographic is women. I serve women. Well, we are not a monolithic group. There is a wide range, even if only you look at adult women, so 18 to 104. We're still a broad range. So an 18-year-old has different problems, life experiences, desires than a woman who's 98, or even a woman who's 58. Likewise, not all women have the same political views, religious views, life experiences. Some people are married, some people aren't. Some are single mothers, some have no children. Some have 10 children, some have 1. Some have newborns, some have teenagers. We all have different life experiences. Some are entrepreneurs, some are employees, some are stay-at-home moms. So saying that women is your niche, it's far too broad. And if you're speaking to an 18-year-old, odds are it's not going to track a 50-year-old entrepreneur like me, or a 70-year-old retiree. So you need to get a little more specific than just gender or age or even geographic region. So let's go back to the ice cream example. Think of, going back, we have Haagen-Dazs. What about Ben & Jerry's? Ben & Jerry's is fun, frivolous, joyful, but high quality ice cream. So it's very high quality ice cream, easily comparable to Haagen-Dazs, but they've got, the fun, funky names. And if you just looked at, say, a name like Cherry Garcia, you might think, oh, they just market to baby boomers because, baby boomers are the people who would be interested in the Grateful Dead. But no, actually, if you look at the demographics, age range, Haagen-Dazs and Ben & Jerry's actually target a very similar age range. But while Haagen-Dazs is really looking for luxury, high-end people who are really trying to treat themselves, Ben & Jerry's also has a bit of a social activism component. And that's one of the reasons the people who buy Ben & Jerry's are really fanatical Ben & Jerry's, is because it's not just about the quality of the ice cream, which is easily on par with Haagen-Dazs, but because people like the social responsibility aspect of Ben & Jerry's. Third mistake that I see people make as entrepreneurs when they choose a niche is choosing a niche that just won't pay for your product and service. So I'm going to step away from ice cream for a minute and talk about a friend of mine who, when he started his business, he was a computer consultant, and he had identified that there was a real gap in the market for computer tech services for home-based businesses. He really found that in our local area, all the tech companies were targeting larger companies. So he was going to be the guy to help the home-based business owner. But one of the things he didn't realize is very often home-based businesses are bootstrapping it. Part of the reason they're working from home is they don't have a large budget. They don't have a lot of money. So they're trying to pinch pennies, and they're not going to spend money on hiring an IT consultant to come in and do their IT for them. They're going to get a friend or a family member, or often home-based business owners are real DIYers. They like to do it themselves, and so they're going to do it themselves, even though it would probably be more cost-effective to get somebody in to do it for them so they can focus on their business. They're more likely to try to do it themselves. So he really struggled for a lot of years to earn enough revenue from his business because he was targeting people who just weren't willing to pay for his service. Even though they needed it, they weren't willing to pay. So fast forward several years later, this friend of mine, he has a really thriving business with many full-time employees. In fact, he could grow, if he could hire more employees, he could grow even more because he started working with larger companies. So now he only works with companies that have, a fairly significant computer network. Maybe they have multiple physical locations, so they don't just network within a building, but they have to network between buildings or even between cities. And, he completely changed his niche. Still the same business. He's providing technical computer support for businesses, but he's targeting larger businesses. So it's not just a matter of, is there a gap in the market, but are there people willing to pay for your product or service? How does having a great niche help you with your marketing, with growing your business? So first of all, if you really know your niche, you've really targeted it well, you know what the problem or the passion that your niche market has, what it is that they really want, whether it's a problem they want fixed or whether it's something they really love doing and they want more of it. The second thing you need to know is why they buy the product and service that you're trying to offer. What is happening in their life that makes them make the decision, it is time for me to buy? So, whether it's the luxury ice cream, they need something, to celebrate a win at work, or maybe they've got, something going on in a breakup and they want something a little, make them feel better, or they just, it's Friday night and this is their cheat night to kick back and watch a movie and enjoy something they really love, or whether it's a family fun night out, whatever it is, why do they buy? Understand that, and then you can market to that. Another thing to consider when you're choosing a market is, can you find them? Because you could have the perfect niche and they could be people who are willing to buy, but if you can't find them and let them know, hey, I'm here, I've got the solution to your problem, they can't buy from you. So one of the things you can do is look at bookstores, look at Amazon or Chapters or Barnes and Noble and see if people are writing books about your niche. Because if they are, then odds are it's a big enough niche that you can find them. Look for Facebook groups, Quora discussions, Reddit groups around your topic, because if there are people joining online groups to discuss that topic or related topics, then you can find your niche. What else do your people in your niche do, or what are they interested in, or where do they hang out, or what do they buy? For example, if you're a yoga instructor, yes, you're going to be looking for people who are interested in yoga, but what else are your yoga people interested in? Maybe they're interested in organic foods or healthy living or the environment, and you can look to see what other groups, what other places where they might be hanging out, where you can market and promote yourself, or other things that you can talk about on your social media. So if you're marketing on social media, you don't necessarily have to talk all yoga all the time. If you're a yoga instructor, maybe you can talk about healthy foods, organic produce, organic clothing, brands of clothing brands that yoga fans like, maybe yoga products, maybe other fitness things that yoga people might be into. Maybe it's, are your yoga clients people with young families? Are they older people? Talk about other things that they're interested in, as well as it will help you target those people. So for example, if you're running ads on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, if you know that your target audience shops at Whole Foods, for example, then you can target people who like that brand to see your ads. So knowing what else people are interested in that are in your niche will help you target them with your advertising. Now, I have one more thing to say about a niche if you are struggling with your niche. And in the 21st century, it is so much easier to find a niche and try out a niche than it was, say, in 1990. Back in 1990, if you wanted to market to somebody, you probably needed print advertising, radio advertising, maybe some brochures. And if you print off some brochures, you probably print off several thousand, and you can't change your mind really quickly because you've already paid for all these brochures. You have to use them up. If you create decide on a niche for your business today and put up some copy on your website, maybe do a sales page that's targeting this particular niche audience, and maybe you run some Facebook ads or some Google ads and do some YouTube videos, all talking about how your product and service helps the people in that niche, you can change your mind, because it doesn't cost a lot of money to change a web page or upload a new YouTube video or target a different audience in your Facebook ads. So I wish I could remember who said it, but I heard somebody say, if you're just starting out and you're trying to figure out who your niche is, date a niche for a while. See if they really are the right niche for you. Maybe they're great, there is a gap in the market, but they won't buy, like my friend who was a computer consultant. Or maybe there's a lot of people and they will buy, but you don't enjoy working with them, but you won't know until you try. So really do the research. Remember, your niche is not everybody. Even ice cream manufacturers pick a particular niche and target their marketing towards that niche. Your niche is not your demographics. It's not just women, not just an age group, not just a geography. There's more to it than that. There's, what are their wishes? What are their desires? What are their political views? What are their education background? What are their family status? There's a whole slew of things besides just basic demographics that go behind a really powerful niche. And third thing is, make sure you have a niche that is willing and able to pay for what you're offering, and make sure you can find them, because best niche in the world, they could have all the money in the world, but if they don't know you're there, they can't buy from you. So I'm Andrea Stenberg. This has been all about niche. Leave a comment in the comments. Let me know, who's your niche? What is your niche? Or if you don't have a niche yet, what questions you have, what are you struggling with around niche? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video.